Captain's log. We are still searching for Pone's ship with no luck. Earth is getting closer by the second, and the crew has to combat a new enemy. Boredom.
And that would be the 53rd grossest thing I ever tongue-kissed. Beat that, Gary? Oh, I got that beat by a mile. I tongue-kissed 3 of those at the same time while they were having a flare-up. Ah, you won this round.
What are you guys doing?
We're playing Who's Got the Most Adventurous Tongue. You want to play?
Is there a stronger word than no?
I don't think so.
Well, there should be. Are you guys so bored that you're making up weird games now?
Not everybody can spend 8 hours a day locked in their quarters with a picture of their girlfriend and a container of Vaseline to pass the time.
I miss my girlfriend and my elbows are dry. Why are you guys doing this crap anyways? We have the internet. Games, porn, news, porn, YouTube, porn. The cornucopia of the World Wide Web's riches.
You mean the internet simulator riches? Yeah, it's all fake. I just can't get into the Simunet knowing that it's all based on computer predictions and not real stuff.
You're right. Last night I had an IM conversation with my grandma that lasted hours before I remembered that who I was chatting with wasn't real. Kinda creepy.
More like super creepy! Only the most internet-addicted moron would use the Simunet!
Didn't you go through internet withdrawals a little while ago?
I used the Simunet to wean me off it. I no longer have that digital monkey on my back.
Well, good for you, I guess. I think the Simunet is great if you're bored, just so long as you remember it's all fake and to not take it seriously.
Just like the real internet.
Hey, you jerks, guess who has their own YouTube channel with 75,000 subscribers? This guy. You started your own YouTube channel on the Simunet? Yep. I took your advice for once and made my own channel chock full of content guaranteed to make me a YouTube poobah.
You know those 75,000 subs aren't real, right?
Real enough. Dunderhead said the Simunet is 99.9999997% accurate.
But it's still fake!
Yeah, but when I get back home, I can then transfer my videos to the real thing, become famous, and leave you losers in the ditch next to the information superhighway. That makes sense, I guess. I wonder how Dunderhead managed to create a subroutine in the main computer capable of simulating the internet so accurately. I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
Professor Dunderhead is locked in the main science lab trying to figure out why we can't find Reverend Pone's ship. It's kinda driven him a little batty.
The batty boat for Dunderhead sailed years ago. Nameframe, what subroutine did Professor Dunderhead use to create the Simunet?
It's less of a subroutine and more like an active program, which is actually part of the computer mainframe. He called it the Devil's Playground. Look, guys, I don't really know how he did what he did. I just talked to the computer.
Hey, Nameframe!
Yeah?
You are the primary interface for the ship's computer, right?
I just said that. If you want to access the computer, you gotta do it through me.
Oh, well, why?
What?
Hey, yeah. Why do we have to talk to the main computer through you? Why can't we just access the computer directly?
The computer mainframe is a little aggressive. Professor Dunderhead thought it would be best for you guys to interact with someone that was friendly and attractive. Like me.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Guys, my conspiracy sense is tingling!
Where does that tingle on you exactly? Somewhere gross, I'd bet.
I have a really bad feeling that we are not being told the entire truth about the computer or the Simunet.
Don't be crazy. You're crazy. Hey, look at AJ being crazy.
I've been called crazy by better than the likes of you. I once backed Alex Jones into a corner and made him pee his pants!
You aren't hiding something from us, are you, Nameframe?
Yes. Oh, no, I mean, no, I'm not.
Spill! What do you know? As the crew, we deserve full disclosure!
But both Professor Dunderhead and I agreed that if you guys found out about the main computer, you'd have a total freak out.
Oh, now I gotta know.
Well, I'm not telling you, and there's nothing you can do to make me.
Not even if we wake up Oswald and tell him that you're hiding candy and toys somewhere on the ship?
That would be suicide. He'd tear the ship apart.
We've been traveling through space bored, eating bologna sandwiches, and having fantasy dates with pictures of our girlfriends for weeks now. And I just spent 5 days making a YouTube channel to attract fake subscriptions.
Gary and I were playing Who's Got the Most Adventurous Tongue, and I was lying half the time. I know you were, AJ. I just wanted to look like a tongue big shot.
Do not underestimate our ability to jeopardize our continued survival over this. Now, should I call down to Oswald's quarters?
No, but if I tell you, do you promise not to murder Professor Dunderhead?
No. Just tell us.
Well, Professor Dunderhead knew that the main computer would need some form of artificial intelligence in order for it to perform the thousands of functions a second required to keep this ship running, as well as an AI that could also accurately simulate the internet for the crew.
And so we made one, but it was like, what, a jerk? Big deal. Unless you haven't noticed, the whole crew is made up of jerks. This is one huge jerk ship.
Oh, I noticed. The thing is, instead of creating a program from scratch, he used an existing one.
An existing AI? Do you mean one that he made already?
No.
Then he purchased one from, like, I don't know, Microsoft or something?
No, there was no artificially intelligent programs in existence for him to purchase.
Then where did he get it?
Well, he kinda found it.
Hey guys, you know that feeling you get when you suddenly regret asking something?
Does it feel like dread mixed with unknown terror?
Add some nausea and, yeah, that in spades. Nameframe, I want you to allow me to directly interface with the main computer. Oh, I really don't want to know that.
Yeah, let's pretend that we never had this conversation and instead play Who's Got the Most Adventurous Tongue. I'll go first. Mine has been on a wombat. Guess which part?
Are you sure you want to do this?
No, but I'm doing it anyway. Let me interface with the main computer.
Okay.
Greetings, peons.
The High Arbiter?
I suspected as much! The High Arbiter is the main computer system?
The High Arbiter, oh no! We better soil ourselves and then commit suicide because we're a bunch of reactionary infants! I can't believe that I was ever defeated by you worthless heaps of detritus.
Well, so we meet again, my old adversary. Ready for me to defeat you one more time?
Hey, he wasn't your sworn enemy, he was mine!
Technically, it was all of ours. Dunderhead is using you as the ship's computer?
Uh-huh. Did you put all that together by yourself just now? I was trapped in a deactivated smartphone. Dunderhead said that if I became the contingency plan's main computer, I would have the opportunity to make amends for the whole murder take over the world thing that was so much fun that I did last year.
No wonder the Simionet is so accurate. The High Arbiter is made of negative internet comments. He's the perfect thing to use to simulate the internet.
Well, Dunderhead has some explaining to do. Bridge to Dunderhead.
Hello, you've reached the lab. I'm busy having a science-related mental breakdown. Please don't attempt to disturb me at present, or I will be forced to disintegrate you.
Is there a way to shut down the main computer?
Of course there is, but if you shut me down, all the systems on this tin toy you call a ship will cease to function. So if you enjoy dying, please turn me off. No, I'm serious. Turn me off. Do it. I really want all of you guys to die.
How could Dunderhead have thought that using that maniac as the ship's computer was a good thing? He's a murder monster from the darkest recesses of the internet.
Professor Dunderhead put safety protocols in place. He can't do anything that would jeopardize the crew, the ship, or the mission.
And I really want to do all three of those things.
Well, the way I look at it, we only have one choice. We gotta shut him down. Hopefully with, like, fire. Is there a way to stab a computer system? We can't do that. He's the ship's computer. We'll be destroyed without him.
Yeah, according to him.
And me. Look, guys, I know this isn't ideal, but he does perform very important and critical functions on the ship.
I hate to say it, but we're gonna have to work with him. Look, moron, he's a bad guy. We are good guys. Good guys don't work with bad guys. Would James Kirk work with Darth Vader? Those are two different franchises, but yes. Yes, he would if it meant safeguarding the lives of his crew.
But the High Arbiter is the very embodiment of evil! But what choice do we have? I don't like it any more than you do, but we have to work with him. You know, the enemy of my enemy kind of thing?
But he's the enemy of everybody! I know, but isn't it possible to work with someone that you know is foul and awful if what you accomplished in the end is something good? We have to catch Reverend Pone, and he will be assisting us to do it.
Against his will? He's not helping us because he wants to!
Oh, don't remind me. The very thought of aiding you brain-damaged talking hemorrhoids fills me with rage sadness.
If the sum total is an overall good, then it doesn't matter if he's one of the good guys. It does so matter. It's like if Satan helped God to do something good. God and Satan don't do stuff together because everything that Satan does is bad. Bad is bad is bad. That's like the number one rule in the Bible.
Well, fairy tales aside, it'll be like when Stalin helped the Allies in World War II. He was not a good guy, but we needed his help to defeat a greater threat. But after the war, Stalin snatched up other countries and the Soviet Union became our enemy during the Cold War for the next 40 years.
But that doesn't negate the fact that without their help, we would all be talking German now.
Actually, that's debatable. The war probably would have lasted longer without aid from Soviet Russia, but more than likely the Allied forces would have triumphed over the Nazis eventually.
Who cares? I don't care about Nazis or Stalin or the Soviet Union. Right now, we're talking about working with the digital monster man.
I assure you guys he is under severe restrictions, making it impossible for him to do anything awful.
But rest assured, one day I will escape this technological gulag and wreak my revenge upon the lot of you.
Of course, he can say whatever awful things he wants to.
Oh man, I don't know if I can take it. Just knowing he's here with us is filling me with dread. I say we vote on it.
We are not voting on it. If you guys win, then we terminate his programming and the ship destroys itself. I have a better idea. What? You want to make him part of the team? Give him a party maybe? Become besties? Ooh, I know. Why don't you let him out of the computer, give him a body again, and then give him a gun and some knives and tell him what time we're asleep so that he could easily kill us? Is that what you want to do? No, nothing like that. Name frame?
Yeah?
Could you please cease this direct interface and then permanently disable our ability to ever talk directly to the computer again?
Now wait just a motherfucking minute.
Of course I can.
Good. Do it.
How dare you! I will have my revenge. I will not rest until I bathe in your entrails. I am the High Arbiter. I am invincible.
There. Done. That didn't do anything. He's still the main computer, you ninny. True, but we will now do what all Americans do best.
I don't think you mean rise to any challenge with grit and determination, do you?
Nope. We're gonna live in denial.
Denial? How can we live in denial knowing what we know?
Pfft, we do it all the time. Well, I never do.
You practically live in denial, Fundy.
Guys, look at the sick, gross, unjust world we live in. If we didn't live in denial, we would never get out of bed in the morning. So, a being of unspeakable malevolence is our main computer. Big whoop. If we don't have to deal with him and he can't fuck up our shit, why do we care? I mean, we all deny something about ourselves every day, right? I deny that I'm a nerdy hipster with anger issues.
And I deny that I'm a paranoid who can only view the world as a network of odious conspiracies to cover up the fact that I really just don't understand it. And I deny that I seek physical comfort with others due to not having a father figure growing up.
And I'm perfect. Fundy, I said I'm perfect. Look, dorks, I hate this whole bag of crazy. We can't trust the High Arbiter. The first chance he gets, he will destroy us. Maybe, but for now, there's nothing he can do, right?
We're receiving another transmission from the contingency plan. It says they're getting close to our location again.
Then engage the jump drive.
Any idea yet who's been helping us elude Capture Sunshine?
Not a clue, but they're doing the Lord's work. Bon Jovi, mi compadres. Mi amo es Osvaldo. And, Casa de Pepitos. What are you doing? I'm speaking that language that they talk down at the store. Spanish? If that's what they call it, I'm trying to be multilingual. So I'm going to be speaking the Spanish stuff and then maybe some French stuff. For the shout-out. Yeah, well, then we can have, like, more people from other countries that could listen to the show. But none of the shows are in any of those languages. Well, then they can learn the language from all the potty talk inside all your podcasts. They can learn new words for, like, butts and peeny-weenies and, you know, boob things. Great, can you just do the rest of it in English? Alright, just trying to help, jeez Louise. Alright, here's the rest of the boring shoutouts. You can listen to this podcast, which is called Lemme Finish, that has Jason and Atticus, that's not in some interesting language, like Spanish, or French, or Oompa Loompa, or Ewok, or anything like that. So I don't even know why you want to even listen to it, since it's not in some interesting language. And the other one I want you guys to listen to is this one, a brand new show called Cine-tific, in which it's about the science of movies. There's no science in movies. Yes, there kinda is. Oh. Well, apparently, this time around, they're gonna be doing the science of Back to the Future. Back to the Future! I love Back to the Future. It's the greatest movie I've ever seen. All about them guys going back to the future, and they get to, like, Jetson's Land, and they eat a whole bunch of dessert pills. And then a robot comes up and says, will you be my best friend? And they're kind of like, sure, why not? It's the future. We could be best friends with anybody. But then the robot falls in love with them. And then they fall in love with the robot. And then all of a sudden they have to travel back into the past. And they have to leave the robot behind. But then the robot says, I'm going to travel back in the past too. So he travels back in the past. And he has to come back disguised as a human. And he's all naked. And then all of a sudden people think that he's some sort of Terminator robot. And people are shooting at him all over the place. And he just says, screw it, I'm just going to start shooting people. And then he gets fixated on this girl named Sarah Connor, and he's gonna gun her down, but then they smash him in a press, and it's really sad at the end. That was kind of the plot to a movie called Terminator. No, that was Back to the Future, totally.